My birthday! 40 went very quickly. 41 is here, not slapping me in the face, it's caressing me. And with the end of 2019, I just wanted to tell you about some of the amazing places that I've been to this year and stuff in the past, and had some pretty incredible experiences. Many of these places I actually got to meet a lot of you. I might have some travel tips that actually can benefit you. I was just in Portugal a few weeks ago, and I hadn't been there. I went there in, I think, 1996, and I convinced this guy to rent me a car. I lied and said I didn't have my passport, even though it was in my back pocket. And I had just done a modeling job, and I had a bunch of cash, and I paid this man, and I promised him that I would return the car. We were in the very north. I promised I would return it in the very south. And it was just me as, I think, 17-year-old kid traveling down the coast of Portugal. But I cannot wait to go back to Portugal and bring my family, because I had forgotten how special that place is, and I loved it. It was eye-opening for me to be back in a place that I hadn't been for so long. So thank you. Thank you, Portugal. One thing that you have to bring, you have to have comfortable shoes. And these cities and these towns are gorgeous, but they go, you know, you're gonna wanna move around a lot. You don't wanna skimp on having great footwear. You have to. Footwear and sunblock, because you will get hammered. But it's a gold, you get this like nice kind of golden color. If you wanna look stylish, great. Do it with comfort. Whether you're in Lisbon, or you're in Porto, or you're in Spain. San Sebastian is another amazing city. Barcelona obviously will blow your mind in every way, shape, and form. You want to be able to go and move and have a little bag, because you'll be at breakfast, all of a sudden you'll be in museums, you'll be at lunch. Before lunch knows, you're like on the beach, some people you just met, then all of a sudden it's dinner, and then you're in a bar listening to somebody play, you know, music, and then you're dancing in a club, and all of a sudden it's literally 6 in the morning. These things that just string together because the people and the energy just keeps going and going and going, that you feel compelled to just keep going because the conversations are so deep and so beautiful. So I know I might look like a lunatic when people say, wait, so you go to breakfast and then you end up in a club at 6 in the morning? Yes, that has happened. Not once or maybe 20 times, like 100. You don't need to bring a big bag, and you don't need your iPad, and you don't need all this stuff. Just go. Experience. Get off of this and out of this and just do this, you know? Oh man, Paris, you know, I go to Paris every year. My French fans are incredibly passionate, and I just hat, sunglasses, and put on a rucksack with my headphones, and, you know, having a glass of rosé on the Seine on a boat. A lot of people will see me, but when I have a beard and a hat and sunglasses and I just sit on the, because I love water, I'm from New Orleans. But watching this ancient city go by and just live is really amazing. The whole thing is just incredible. Backpack essentials are sunblock. You want to have headphones, because there's these cool apps now you can put on your phone, and you can really take in a city, and some vitamin, you know, like vitamin packets, things that are going to keep you going, because you just want to be up and alive. You know what I mean? You don't want to be bogged down. Whenever I talk about Milan, this happens. I get such a smile on my face, because so many of the memories I have of my formative years were spent in Italy, France, and Spain. But I was based in Milan. And that photo is where I lived. It's Piazzale Zavatari. I went to Milan for the first time in December of 1994 as a model. I mean, this is a long time ago, and I moved back there the next year. I learned so much about culture, fashion, art. Going back to that photo really quickly, I think that was a year ago, last year, and I sat there standing on the same stoop where I remember I had forgotten my key and I couldn't get into my apartment early one morning. But I was sitting in the same place that I moved to in like 1995. I'm standing there in 2018 as a grown man with a child and a family of my own. And it was so emotional standing there looking at my old door and watching people. You know, the storefronts changed. There was a bakery there now. The bakery had changed. Before that was this old woman from Rome who used to make this Roman bread. And I was a kid. Sometimes I had no money, and she would give me bread and she would give me wine, and I couldn't really understand a word she said, but there was love there. She would feed me, and it was really, really cool. Sao Paulo has every thing you could ever imagine in the history of the world. You don't need to bring anything because the Brazilian people will fill you up so quickly. Sao Paulo is one of my favorite places to go and explore. It's the biggest city I've ever seen in my life. And you go and you glide through it, and then you land on top of this building, and then you go down on the streets, and it is just happening. And Sao Paulo is the city that gives me the most love of anywhere I've ever been. I went to do a store appearance there many years ago, and after speaking to the authorities, I learned that 26,000 people showed up to say hello. And it was an amazing experience. I'd never seen anything like it. But the love and the passion that I get from you, my amazing Brazilian fans, I can't thank you enough for that love and level of energy that you give. It's special beyond belief. Especially after you've had a little bit of cachaça. But Sao Paulo, I love you. I can't thank you enough for everything. And I just say, obrigado. On the plane, you need moisture for your nose and for your face and your hands, and you need a ton of water. And what sucks about airline travel is, you know, you can carry your glass or your metal bottle around. You can refill it in the RO stations in the airports. But airplanes, you need vitamins, you need water, and you need moisturizer. Georgia changed my whole life. We shot Vampire Diaries pilot in Vancouver. We ended up shooting the show in Atlanta. Atlanta was the first place I shot my first TV show called Young Americans, which is in 1999, which is crazy. Paul and I got apartments next to each other because we knew that we were going to spend every day together and we wanted to be able to rehearse. Cut to 8 years later, this place had become so special to us, and the crews and the locations became family. And Vampire Diaries was the first big hit show that propelled this Georgia Film Commission. Thank you so much, Georgia. Thank you, Atlanta, for giving me 8 of the most amazing years of my entire life. The lake life, the country life, the city life, just amazing. Thanks for watching, everyone. I loved sharing my travel tips with you, stories I haven't shared in a really long time. And if you may be traveling this holiday season, I hope that it is safe and that it is swift. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.